Cliches. They come in many forms, such as the "it was all a dream" ending, to the cold open, put me to the homage, to the flashbacks, and of course, another name for these is tropes. And that's what this series is going to be about. Welcome to the pilot episode of the Trope Show. The show where I'm going to talk about tropes, obviously. And where better to start than the trope of... Hey guys, and welcome back to the Trope Show, the show where I pick a trope in all the fiction and all that, and just roll with it. So catchphrases, those tiny little phrases characters have in fiction that kind of adds to their character and their personality. So which famous characters' catchphrases do we know and love? Because this is what this episode is all about. Well, first of all, let's have a look at The Simpsons, shall we? With quite a few characters having their own catchphrases here. We have Homer with his trademark "Dope!" Bart with, well, "Eat my shorts," "Don't have a cow," and "I didn't do it." So, and then we have Marge. Now, she doesn't have a catchphrase as such, but I guess you could call this a catchphrase. And other characters that we know to have catchphrases include Mr. Burns and his "excellent." Superintendent Chalmers with "Skinner." Lisa doesn't have one as such, so we can't include her in this. Neither does Abraham Simpson, actually, so we can't count him in this either. So, and there's Nelson Muntz, but his catchphrase is more of a "ha ha." Yeah, a laugh. And then there's Edna Krabappel, who likewise has a "ha." Yeah. And then there's Krusty the Clown with "hey, kids." Ooh, and then there's Ned Flanders with everything he says ending in "diddly." "Hidely ho," or "Enos, neighborinos." "Oakley dokley." That's one of his. Okay. So let's move away from The Simpsons now and on to South Park. Well, the two main catchphrases in South Park, as I'm sure you're aware from the very early days, are Chef's "hello there, children," and "oh my god, they killed Kenny, you bastards." Yeah, that one. Okay. But, do certain characters also have their own catchphrases? You bet they do. Mr. Mackey. He's always telling the kids that things are bad, okay? um, and there's Mr. Hanky with his trademark, howdy ho! Until he became a controversial figure in the show, but we're not going to get into that. So, not here. Okay. Well, Cartman has some choice phrases of his own, but most of them I'm not going to use because they involve poking fun at a certain group of people. And I'm not going to do that here. So... But other than that, his phrases are, and I follow this, no, kitty, this is my pie. Screw you guys, I'm going home. um, and, god damn it! Okay. Now, his main shtick is actually making fun of other characters, so no, for a whole host of reasons. So I'm not gonna actually quote those because they're not they're not actual catchphrases, and I don't want to, So, what about Mr. Garrison? No, no. From which era? Neither really, because they're just as no. Let's move on from him. Let's move on. Yep, there you go. I refuse to talk about his catchphrases. So, we have a lot to learn today, guys. Okay, that's one of his catchphrases. That one's fine, but um. Okay, so let's get away from South Park now. Which other catchphrases do we know from TV shows and films? Well, let's just go through a few and I'll tell you where they're from, shall we? From Recess, we have any word containing the word womps. Yeah, there you go. Including the word itself, as in this womps. But there's also Wompadelic and Wompimbobula. So... And then there's Randall with Miss Mister, these kids did this and these kids did that. So... Or... Come on, school grounds, I'm telling! Okay. Miss Finster, well, whoever she's telling off, really, so it's not really a fixed catchphrase. The same with most of the same with probably all the teaching staff we know in the show. So let's move away from kids shows, from TV shows altogether at this point, and look at some movie catchphrases, because some of these are very, and I mean very, iconic. So, of course, in Die Hard, there's "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker." So, and then from Harry Potter, depending on who you're talking about, there's Mad-Eye Moody's catchphrase, "Constant vigilance," which is only in the books. He never says it in the films. Okay. And then there's Mr. Filch. But his main catchphrase is, "Students out of bed! Students in the corridors!" So, simple. Okay. Oh yes, and there's a catchphrase in the Philosopher's Stone that Hagrid was well known for using, and that was, of course, "I shouldn't have told you that." Okay. Other than that, he doesn't have an actual catchphrase. So, apart from "Blimey!" Okay. Okay. Um, and of course, then Ron, every variation of bloody or bloody hell. So, bloody hell. That was bloody brilliant. Well, to be fair, he's only said that was bloody brilliant once in the whole series, if you go by the films. Okay. This is where it might start to get hard, remembering Harry Potter catchphrases. Because, not many characters had their own catchphrases in that series, so... I don't think we can carry on about them now. But we've knocked literature off the list with that one, so... Okay. And then, of course, Toy Story catchphrases. Well, it's just going to be easy, because only 2 of the main characters in those films, maybe 3, have their own catchphrases. There's Buzz with "To infinity and beyond." And then there's Woody with, well, quite a fair few. There's "Reach for the sky," "You're my favourite deputy." There's "A snake in my boot." But his catchphrase normally for when he's alive and walking around is "Pull my string." Okay. Well, actually, he's only said that once, so we can't count it. And Jessie, okay, now, her main catchphrase is mainly just a "Yeehaw!" Another phrase Woody uses, "Run like the wind." Yeah. None of the other characters have their own catchphrases. Now, okay. Yeah, back into the world of television. We have some famous comedy catchphrases from sitcoms, such as the likes of "A load of old cobblers" from Steptoe and Son, normally spoken by Harold Steptoe to his dad Albert. And then we have "You plonker" from Only Fools and Horses. Okay. Yeah, bet you thought I wasn't going to mention that one. Okay. Um. Okay, now from Sorry, the main catchphrase is "Language, Timothy," spoken by Timothy's dad to Timothy. So, and of course, the very catchphrase the show itself is named after, "Sorry," having to be spoken by Timothy himself. Okay. So, yeah. And then, you won't believe it, One Foot in the Grave, Victor Maldrew's "I don't believe it." Okay. Yeah. Back to the world of film now for a sec, because more than a sec. We now have two well-known catchphrases, or maybe three well-known catchphrases from Back to the Future, from probably the three main characters of the films of the film trilogy. We have "Great Scott" from Doc Brown. "Oh, this is heavy" from Marty McFly, and "What are you looking at, butthead?" from Biff Tannen. So, okay. Each of the films is about one of these characters. So, yes. I may have been bombarded with comments otherwise saying I left that out. Now, from Doctor Who, catchphrases are a bit of a hazy thing in that. Of course, from the Doctors themselves, not many of them had their own catchphrases. As a matter of fact, I can attribute catchphrases to a few of the Doctors. "Would you like a jelly baby?" The Fourth Doctor. And the Eighth. Okay. "Fantastic." Ninth Doctor. "Allons-y." The 10th Doctor. "Geronimo." The 11th Doctor. So, from companions, well, again, not many companions that I know of had their own catchphrases. So, um, so, which ones do I know who did? Sadly, not many, because most of them, they do have memorable quotes, but not actual catchphrases. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that. The villains, though. Oh, the villains, okay. Oh no, wait a minute. River Song becomes a companion in Series 6 of New Who. Well, it's kind of a creepy one, but it's there. Hello, sweetie. Okay. And spoilers. Okay. I just forgot about those. Well, the villains, okay. So back to them. Now, two main armies of villains definitely have their own catchphrases. There's the Daleks with their ever popular exterminate. And then there's the Cybermen from the modern era, whose battle cry is delete. So, yeah, okay. What about the Master? Does he have a specific catchphrase? Well, that would depend on the incarnation of the character. Otherwise, no. Okay. Now, Sarah Jane, former companion played by Elizabeth Sladen, not so much in Doctor Who, but in her own spin-off series that they gave her. Mr. Smith, I need you. Okay. Okay, now. I really want to cover YouTubers' catchphrases, but I don't think I can, because I might get asked not to use them, so I'll leave that category out completely. Okay. And with that, the Trope show on catchphrases comes to an end. Now, we've got Halloween coming up soon, guys, at the end of the month, actually. So, okay. The next episode will be on oh yeah, this is a very big trope in real life, actually. Superstitions. You'll see why on the day. Okay. But until then, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have a magical time.